Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. Today I'm here with a little bit of a throwback. I'm gonna do Book Mash. I think one of the first videos was Jessie's and that was 5 years ago. So I'm bringing it back because Fiction Faction's July book of the month is Save the Date by Morgan Matson, and I feel like MASH fits well with, you know, like a wedding. I don't really know why that fits in my brain, but it does. And this is all thanks to Squarespace, who is sponsoring this video. If you didn't know, Squarespace is a website where you can make your own website so you can build your own online presence and or run your own business if you make fandom merch or something like that. It has everything that you need all in one to make your own website. It's super easy to do. I'll have more info about Squarespace at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get started on the Book Mash. First of all, we gotta start with MASH. Mansion, apartment, shack, house. If you didn't know, that's what MASH stands for. This is like a staple of the 90s. First of all, we have world. First world, obviously the Wizarding World. Next, I think Stanwich, Connecticut, which is the town that most of Morgan Matson's books take place in. Pretty much the same as living in Connecticut now, but Stanwich just doesn't exist. The Grishaverse, but with no powers, so it wouldn't be as exciting and it would also kind of be dark. Gonna go with Future Chicago from Divergent, because that's a utopia dystopia. And last, maybe the world that Furyborn, our last book of the month, takes place in. I don't know what the land is called. Okay, it's called Avatas. This is gonna be like during a time of peace, during a good time. Next, method of transportation. Number 1 definitely needs to be a dragon. The coolest choice. Number 2, we're gonna say apparating. Number 3, because I'm reading it right now, which is The Darkest Minds, they get around in a minivan, flying, but on a broomstick. And then, because I just read Scythe and it's fresh on my mind, a public car, which is just like a car that drives itself. Next up is husband, or the person I'm going to marry, a classic staple of MASH. We're gonna go with Frank Porter from Since You've Been Gone because, yes, Julian, but not like lying, sneaking Julian from Lady Midnight. I'm gonna put Kaz in here, who's not really good and not really bad. Like, he's a precious cinnamon roll, but also he's like a thief and he has a lot of things to work through on his own. Goyle from Harry Potter. Will Herondale, who is also in the middle for me. You know, this is harder than I thought. Number of kids, 2 kids, 10 kids, 3 kids, and 5 kids. Next is occupation. First up, I'm gonna go with librarian, and that is from Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I'm also gonna go with heist crew member from Six of Crows, which isn't really a job, but it's kind of a job. It makes you money. I want to pull a Morgan Matson in here as well. So maybe for that, I'm gonna do playwright, which is what Emily's parents do in Since You've Been Gone. And last, I'm gonna do a teacher at Hogwarts, because that's a dream job. Am I right? Pets. Also in this pet thing is gonna be dragon, because I can. I think I'm gonna say a dog, because dogs make a huge appearance in The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, and also in Save the Date, our current read. I'm gonna go with a raven, because I don't really want a raven, but I'm pretty sure in the Raven cycle, Ronan has a raven at some point, or some kind of bird, so that's the bird that I mean when I say raven. A hound from Percy Jackson. What are they called? It's just a hound that like comes from the afterlife, whatever, you know what I mean. And I'll also just say a cat, because there's a lot of books with cats. Hunger Games has a cat. Since You've Been Gone has a cat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13. So if you're not a 90s kid and you don't know how MASH works and you've never seen it before, I count down 13 and then I cross it off and then I count 13 again and cross it off, and we just keep going until there's nothing else to cross off. And then my future is told. Starting with world. Kaz is out of the running, which I'm okay with. He's a precious bean, but he's not my precious bean. I'm not gonna be a teacher at Hogwarts, which is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. Not Future Chicago from Divergent. That's a plus. Not gonna have 3 kids, so that leaves me with 2 very high numbers and 2. No living in Avatas, which is the Furyborn world, so that's fine by me. No being a librarian. That's okay. I'm left with playwright, which I am not good at, and heist crew member, which I also feel I wouldn't be good at because I'm not really good at like keeping secrets and the surprise and stuff. I'm not good at that. It's fine. No Stanwich for me, so either Grishaverse or Wizarding World. That's what we have left. Crossing my fingers for the Wizarding World. I'm recounting and realized there may have been some user error, so I kind of messed up my count, but we're already part of the way through and I've already crossed things off, so we're just gonna keep going. It's gonna be great. Okay, we got rid of 5 kids. I'm good with that, so either 2 or 10. Just a lot of extremes here. Yay! I'm living living in the wizarding world. Yes! I'm not a teacher at Hogwarts, so. And I'm not a playwright, but I am a heist crew member. Being a wizard heist crew member, I don't know how that would work. Maybe I'm a heist crew member for the good, like a Robin Hood or something. I'm okay with that. I'm not getting around by broomstick. That's kind of disappointing, but it's fine. You know, get the wind in my hair, it'd be all messy all the time. It's whatever. No mansion for me, but since I'm living in the wizarding world, technically I guess that means I could make anything a mansion. I'm a wizard now, so I can do whatever I want. No dragon is a pet. They're dangerous. It's cool. No Goyle for my husband! Yes! The one I really didn't want isn't there. Bless it. Not getting around by a minivan. Alright, I'm not living in a house, so it's an apartment or a shack. If it's a shack, is it the Shrieking Shack? I spoke my own words into existence. I'm living in a shack. I feel like there's a lot you could do with a shack in the wizarding world, so it's good. No dragon as a method of transportation, but that's okay. No public car. Apparating wins it out, which works because I live in the wizarding world. Great. I guess I'm gonna live up to the Weasley hair because it says I'm gonna have 10 kids. I'm thinking that a lot of them are gonna come from adoption. In this scenario, if I'm gonna have 10 kids through hopefully fostering, which I don't know if that happens in the wizarding world, but it's going to now. Aw, sad. I'm not gonna marry Julian Blackthorne, which is fine. The other options are really good. It's Frank Porter or Will Herondale, but I really love Frank Porter, so I want it to be Frank Porter. It's Frank Porter. Also, the rest of them are pets. That's all I have left. They just got skipped over every time. So, no dog, that's okay. No raven, no hound. So I got a cat, which is fine. So let's go through my whole life, shall we? I'm going to live in the wizarding world, which is great because my method of transportation is also apparating. I'm gonna bring Frank Porter to that world. We're all gonna live in the wizarding world in a shack, which is gonna be a problem because we're gonna have 10 kids. But luckily, in the wizarding world, you can put expanding charms on things. We saw that with the tents. They're like magical inside, so hopefully that can happen with the shack. We're also gonna have a cat, and then I'm gonna make a living as a heist crew member, which I don't really know how that will work. It is what it is. I'm gonna be a criminal, I guess. Hopefully a criminal for the good. And that's it for Book Mash. I hope that you liked that. I had fun doing it even though I messed it up, but it's fine because I married Frank Porter and I live in the wizarding world. All is right with the world. As I said before, this video is being sponsored by Squarespace, so thank you so much to them for sponsoring our book club this month and our read of Save the Date by Morgan Matson right here. So beautiful. From what I've heard from a lot of friends that use this website, including Morgan Matson herself, it's just really easy to use. It's really easy to manipulate whether or not you have built a website before, whether or not you know how to code. Squarespace kind of gives you the functionality to do both and. If you can code, you can code, but if you can't code, it's easy for you to build it yourself. You can buy domains, you can build your online store, you can build just a normal website, you've got marketing tools, you've got analytics to show you how to make your website better. If you've been wanting to make a website and you just haven't yet and you've been like hesitant and you're like, I don't know, this is your sign. We should make a website. You can get started with a free trial at Squarespace and see how you like it, see how it works, see what works for you, and then whenever you're ready to launch that website, you can go to squarespace.com/Maureen and get 10% off of your first website or domain purchase. I'm a firm believer in having your own website, especially for those of you who are graduating college. It's a great way to have a portfolio website, you know? I love having my own website, even if I don't post on it. It's somewhere where people can find everything for myself online. It helps build my brand. It's really great, so I suggest it to you, especially if you have a booktube channel. All of the details will be down below in the description and you can check it out. Let me know down below if you've ever played MASH before and like what your best or your worst thing you've ever gotten was, or what you think would be your best or worst thing if you've never played or if you just don't remember because it's so long ago, because that's me. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you next time. Bye!